Yo gang, Merlin, Don on the mic. Today we will do something different. We will have as our anchor Marshall D. Tits, aka Blackbeard, an awesome leader from OP10, in my opinion, right? And we will do some theory crafting. So some theory crafting about this leader and how and what to do against the meta. Against the meta, maybe also against some off meta. We will see. We will we'll check some popular post-ban deck lists, and the goal of this video is to prepare ourselves for the big tournaments like the offline regionals or even our locals, in a local space where you want to beat your opponents as it is. And you're gonna build a deck. You're gonna build a deck, and you don't know how to do it. So the thing is that when you build a deck, you need to keep in mind some things, and especially in Tits, the most important part is not only to know your own deck, it's also to know your opponent's deck, right? Because the ability of this leader is he negates the on play abilities from the opponents if you trust a card. So you need to know when to use this ability. You need to know when to use your key cards. You need to know what kind of key cards do you need. I will start with the deck lists. So this is an example of the traditional deck list. Let's say where is black? It was, let's say that this was the pre-ban main list for Tits, because Tits had Toffee as opponent, as a strong opponent, and his focus was to Toffee. And of course the meta was not around Rust decks, because all these Rust decks did lose against Toffee, right? And we had Liberation, we had all these beautiful cards here, and in Asia this deck list did pretty well. In many tournaments. However, we play in the West after a ban list. So the ban list hit us, and we need to be creative. And for example, the regionals, the upcoming regionals in 2 weeks, it will be a total chaos, if you ask me, because there is not a defined meta yet. So the people are still experimenting, including myself, right? And the three main lists that I do have in mind is, of course, this one, because this one is like the Blackbeard hardcore engine. You play almost only Blackbeard cards. I think the only non-Blackbeard card is Gun. But other than that, it's really consistent, this list. There is another list around from bustercall-tcg, a great Blackbeard player, if you ask me, and he plays currently this list here. So his idea is it's like a more of a trigger Blackbeard, where you play the I-beat card mainly for the KO effect, but it can also be used in the main phase to return how is he called, the Jesus in the hand of your opponent, because it says let me see. Oh, exactly. No, you don't play that on the main phase. It was my mistake, because I started to... Oh no, you can't do that. Or return it to its owner's hand, or place it at the top or bottom of its owner's line. Exactly. So yeah, I had the brain stop for a moment. I was like, okay, I was starting telling something. Is it correct? Exactly. So you can also return like birds. You can put a Van Agur on the field, to a -3 to a birds, and then use I beat and return it to the owner's hand. So you have established a Van Agur, and you have returned and Jesus birds in the hand of your opponent. Or you can also trigger that. I see why this card is strong. I see that. Then he plays 4 Lafitte. As a searcher, he plays 4 Siriu, which is a great card, especially in this meta, and we will also talk about it while we do the theorycrafting, right? And other than that, 1 Katerina Devon, 1 Vasco. I also have the same analogy here, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Because you can bring Katarina Devon with back with Kuzan, and sometimes when you use your Kuzan to bring back a Vasco shot, it just feels well. I kill my navy hero to bring back like a mag. You know what I mean? And he dropped down to Van Agur, so you have only 2 characters to you have only 2 characters to use this card, I think. So let me do the math exactly. You have only with these 2 cards you can do the -3 and then use the I beat to return a Jesus in the hand of your opponent, or of course you can use like 2 strongers, but I don't think that this would be a valuable let's say choice, or a strong choice here, stronger. Because then you would have to pitch like 2Ks. So this is the list. He does pretty well in the ranked, but let's not forget that it's another thing to play online. It's another thing to play offline, including of course all the players, including of course the stress that you have at the moment, and not the help of the simulator. I personally do really oft mistakes when I play offline. I have to tell you guys, because your brain does not think about some things when you play in the simulator, because you have everything let's say on the plate. They feed you everything in your mouth, and you don't need to think about everything. But offline is better. That's why I'm also like, if you have some locals in near you, go play in your locals. Okay, this is the second list, and the third list that I have in my mind at the moment is this one. And the only thing that I would say I would change in this list at this moment might be the Laboon. So instead Laboon for Van Agur. I do play Laboon and Tokyo in my list. Why? Because I think that this meta has so many 5-cost characters that you need to deal with, and not only the 5-cost characters, sometimes you also have some other threats, which you can also. So the Laboon for only 4 cost is such a great card, because you do a -4 here, and then you KO instantly with Tokyo, let's say 5 cost, or a 9 cost with the C-Gun, or an 8 cost with your black hole, or if you combine it with, so Laboon stronger, and either of these 2 events. For 9 Dawn, you get rid of a 10 Dawn card. So it's a great card in my humble opinion. The only downside here, or 2 downsides that I see, if I compare it to Van Agur, is of course you can search it. Or 3 bad things. You can't search it, you can't bring it for free with Arkuzan, and what was the third? Okay, so these two are really okay, exactly, and you don't have the on KO draw a card that the Van Agur has, and in my opinion it's such a great on KO effect. So, but you can have some more removal. You can control a little bit more the board, and that gives you some space and time to prepare to chain your Blackbeards in the end. Okay, two Lafittes, excuse me, instead of 4. Sometimes I miss him, sometimes I really don't miss him. So I was like, okay, you know what? If it's a relationship where half of the time I miss you, half of the time I hate you, then I will just downsize you to 2 copies. And at the moment, with my current testing, it feels all right. I don't feel that I miss him, and I don't feel that I see him a lot. So it's okay. Yeah. So let's go to the theory crafting. I have a site here. I found it online because I was just searching for some reference of the post meta decks, and I found this one, the counterplay.tcg. So we can see some lists here. Of course, we don't have all of the leaders of this meta, but we do have, like, in their opinion, the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 leaders. I don't really agree with this list personally. I miss, for example, the Luzi. I play Luzi. I play the past few days or weeks. Also, I play. I'm just cooking with Luzi because I really think that he's a sleeper at the moment. So after the ban, people thought that this deck is dead, and I do think that this deck can perform really well in this meta. So, but nevertheless, let's go and see how we will do it now. So if I click on Teach here, so you get an example list of the post ban. And this is like, I think it's like exactly the same as my first list. Yeah. So this is the basic Blackbeard package. Okay. The other rival of us is Shanks. So let's take the leader, right? And we will see here. So what does Shanks have? What do I have here? So what does Shanks have that we need to take care of? So you see that he has this building snake, and he has this Hongo. These 2 cards are really scary. Because if we swing, let's say with our birds, and we haven't, let's say, use our leader's ability on this turn, then they can use that, combine it with the Backman, and they can probably KO our birds. Not only that, they can use it to reduce every character of ours when he's rested. Okay, I was like, this was a cat here. This was a cat because I was trying to do it with one note, but in the process, I realized that it was better to do it in like presentation. So we'll use that. We will use that. Okay, so let's see. We can also use some arrows here. Are there any bigger arrows? Shapes, maybe shapes. So perfect. Exactly. For these 2, we can answer these 2 by using our serial, right? This is a fact. Let's go here and see the other things. So they have lucky rooks. So they have also lucky rooks. Let's see. So they have lucky rooks. What do we do when we go against lucky rooks, guys? Lucky rooks can KO something from us with 6k or less. So we don't like that. So we want black holes. So we need black holes here for this character, right? So let's do that here and put a black hole. So we need here Sirius, we need black holes. What does he have? What else does he have here? That is scary, for example. Tony Chopper. Tony Chopper is a blocker. Tony Chopper is a blocker, is also a 4 cost. What can we do against the chopper? We can also use the black hole, right? So we will leave it in this range here. So let's see, like that, right? Let's go back to Shanks. So what does he have? So he plays these two 5 costs. So these two 5 costs, Yasop and Monkey D Luffy. So now the question is, what do we do when we see the 5 costs? Because for the 5 costs, we can't use Sirius, we can't use a black hole, right? And we need to deal with them. We need to deal with these 5 costs. What we can do here is, of course, we can use our C-gun, right? We can use our C-gun. Back here. Or we can also use a combination of Tokyo and Laboon, right? Because guys, this is also something to understand. It's also something to understand. Let's take. If we had here Van Iger, Van Iger is like do a -3. If we do a -3, we can't do anything to these 5 costs, right? Because they have 2 costs and we can't use our Doq. But if we have a Laboon, we can take care of them, right? And then he has like these 3 cards here. So Beckman, Monkey D Dragon, Rayleigh, which is an 8 cost or a 7 cost. And for me, I did exactly the same in the previous format. For me, this is like if I want to get rid of one of these, it's like either these 2 cards. It's either these 2 cards, or we'll take this one too, or these 2 cards. So Laboon and a black hole. Yeah. So with these combinations, you can KO everything that Shanks plays, everything, if you have the right cards. So until now, if we want to build a deck to beat Shanks, we need our Sirius to get rid of his small threats that could also do harm. We need to play C-gun, we need to play black hole. And Laboon and Doq can be used together because he plays also these 5 costs. Another thing that the Shanks plays, and it's not in this list, it's like the 4 cost Zoro, the red one. So this new Zoro, which is a really annoying card, I will put it here to the 4 costs. I will put it to the 4 costs, and I will also tell you that you can also KO that with this combination here. Or you can also use a C-gun if you have it, right? So let's do it smaller, and we will have it like that, or a C-gun. Okay, why? Because this card, let's go here, it's a little bit better for you. it has rush, and on KO you may play red hat character with 6 base power below from your hand. And now we will go back to our deck, or here, and you will tell me if this is all right here. Is it? No, it isn't. We will take this back, and I will leave you to tell me why. Because guys, if we KO this card with everything else except Black Hole, we don't really get rid of this card. The Shanks will play another character. He will play another character, and you will have a problem. You will have a real problem there. Okay, so now let's go to the other two threads of this leader. So the first one is this Shanks, and the second one is this here. Both of them are 10 cost. Let's do it that way, so that you can also, we have everything here. So we have our tits. We have our tits. If we play our tits and we want to stun something with our tits, guys, we will do it here. We will do it to Shanks. Why do we want to do it to Shanks, not to another character? Because Shanks, guys, gives per default in all of our characters minus 1k. Minus 1k per default, right? Whereas the other Shanks, this one, it's better to play him in other decks, against other decks. If you want to KO, let's say, big characters now that the black decks do not have the, as it's called, the Ice Age, and many decks now play big characters, and you can KO a big character for free. But in our deck, against our deck, it's not a real threat. It's not a real threat because we use our own play, and I would say because of this card and because of this card, but we will come to it. Let's say that we use our leader's ability. Or let's say, leader's ability. I'm getting better and better. So leader's ability, let's say from when the opponent is at equal or more than 7. And here is also a trick. I will give it so like a star. Why? Because if he's at 7 don, so this Ben Beckman KO something with a power of 6k or less. If you have, let's say, Jesus on the field and he's a 6k power or less, or 5k, then you use your leader's ability. If you have a Jesus and he's at 7k and your opponent is at 7 don, you don't use your leader's ability. He can't do anything at this point to get some profit from his leader's ability, right? But, and here is the tricky part. If, guys, he's at 8 don, and let's say that your purchase is at 8k, and you say, okay, I will not use my leader's ability because my birds will not die. Wrong. Wrong, because he can use, for example, an Otama if you haven't used your leader's ability. An Otama, do a -2k to your birds, or a building snake, right? And then combine it together with Ben Beckman, and you can say goodbye to your Jesus, because Ben Beckman trusts a character. He does not KO, he trusts a character. He can do that. Let's see. So, what do they use as defense? Did we do that? We say that. We did. So, and let's see. We stun of course the Shanks, and we try to go for game from this point and on. But what you can also do if you play the Laboon. If you play the Laboon, you can also do like, and we will also take the Stronger. If you just want to get rid of this one card, you can use your Stronger. Suck. So let's do the math. 4, 9, 4, 9. Here you have -6, -4, 10. Here you have like -4, -6, 10. So with both of these combinations, you can get rid of it. You can. And yeah. So let's also steal, let's say, an arrow and that. So you can also get rid of that if you want or if you need to. So leader's ability, we have discussed about that. Another card that you might see Shanks to play. Let's say it's an event. Where is it? Where is it? I have also seen some lists using Radical Beam. You can also include that as well. And I can see that our theory crafting will be today only for the Shanks matchup, and we will continue. If you're interested about this theory crafting guide, we will continue with every leader on this set, and I will try to do it before the first regionals hit, so that we can crack eventually the code, right? I will do it for Blackbeard, but you know, guys, you can also if you don't play Blackbeard, you can also do the same, or the same think process about your leader, right? Or you can also write me down in the comment section below, and once I'm done with teach, if you guys like it, I can also do it for others. So another card that is being played from Shanks, and I need to find it. Am I blind? Am I blind? Okay, let's go to the 2 cost. Can you play also this one? I'm just asking for a friend. Okay, so I will also include this one. You can call me crazy. But if you go to the regionals and you see a Shanks playing this card, then you will think about me, and I will like it. Why do we do that? Because we want to keep an eye on the dons that our opponent leave open. Is it the 5 fist? I thought it was a counter. Ah, the Gum Gum Red Hawk. Okay, I'm an idiot. See, I couldn't find it. So, okay. So let's see. You need to take care to think about when he leaves one or two dons open. It might be a Red Hawk, it might be a Kamakura, it might be a Divine Departure, it might also be a Bad Manners if he does not have any cards in his hand, right? So exactly. So this is what is let's say that this is how you can deal with this deck. And now you can go back. We can go back to the lists. For example, if you see here, Liberation KO something with 6 and 4 cost. Let's see if we can use Liberation here. So 6 and 4 cost, and you can see that we might be able to use that. So if our opponent has established, let's say, like Rooks in his first turn, if he established or a Tony Chopper, and then he plays a Yasop or a Monkey Luffy, and you play, let's say, defensively. So you just don't play anything. You swing big. You use your dons to use your events and so on. Then when you are at 6 don, you can use your Liberation and get rid of both of your opponent's characters. This is also something that you might consider. But of course, if he plays this Zoro and you use the Liberation, you might KO Zoro, but he will bring another character back in the field, and you have used all your dons, and on your opponent's turn you are still with 0 bodies, and he will have 1 body, and he will be at 7 don this turn, or even more. Yeah. So me personally, if you ask me, I find this list a great choice for against Shanks, because we do have the Laboon to, let's say, what do we want to answer here? We want to have an answer with Hobo, right? So we have the Zero to do that. We have the Zero. We want an answer for these 3. We do have Black Hole, or let's say, you know what? I don't care about Sanji. I care about these 2 because they have on KO effects. We may take Sanji here, because of course we don't want him to stay on the board. He's pretty annoying. But we can get rid of him with 1 Sigan or with our combination Laboon into Tokyo. So 6 don or 4 don, and he's gone, right? Shanks, we answer that with our Tits or with a combination. So what are we looking for? Let's go now to the Mulligan. What cards do we want to see here? Go insert new Mulligan 4. So what do we want to see? In my opinion, we want to see Zero, because we can establish something early on, right? And you play Zero at 4. So what do you want to play if you start the game or if you go second? You're gonna establish, let's say, Hachinosu, or of course you can also play Lafitte, because Lafitte does what? He brings you a card from the top 5, and he's also a pseudo blocker. What else do we want to see here? What else do we want to see? We want to see this card, guys. And we want to keep this card. Why? Especially to deal with this card here. Lucky Rooks is a problem, I hear you, I see that, but this card, if you go against this card without a black hole, it's hard. Let's say it's hard, right? And the goal is, when you play against this deck, let's say, game plan. The game plan is, guys, you need to control the board of your opponent, and let's say establish this guy here. Best case scenario 2 times, and then spam the big guys. So, in terms of plain text, control board, play 1 to 2 Jesus, spam 10 cost Itches needs stitches. So, this is your game plan here. So if you start with Hatchinotsu or with Lafitte, you KO the first things of the Shanks plays with Shiryu. If you see this guy, you play your black hole. If you see your Lucky Rooks, it depends on what you want to play. You don't want to use, for example, this combination to kill Lucky Rooks because you will lose your Laboon for free. So if you see also the Lucky Rooks, you also want to have black hole here. Or you want to just KO the Lucky Rooks and then establish something that cannot be KO'd by effects. Against Lucky Rooks, another card that is great is Kuzan. Why? Because this character cannot be removed from the field by your opponent effects, by anything. So if the Lucky Rooks dies, your Kuzan is also fine, he will not die. Chopper is annoying, Monkey D. Luffy is annoying, Yasop is annoying, but we can also deal with these cards by using our Sigan and OQ. So this is your mid game. Let's say you start with this, then with Shiryu. Mid game is taking care of the board. 8 Dawn turn, best case scenario, you have the board control and you play your 2 Burgesses. 10 Dawn, you start spamming your Titses. Things to remember in this matchup. When do you want to pitch some cards? I would say from 7 Dawn and upwards. 7 Dawn with a star. Why with a star? Because if your Burgess, if you have nothing, you don't need to pitch. You know what? And if you have like let's say a Burgess that he's 7k attack power or 8k or more, then you don't need to do that. If your opponent is at 7. If he is at 8, then it depends. 8 or more, it depends. It depends because he might consider using his Hongo and his Building Snake or his Otama, and then play like a Beckman and trash your Jesus. If you don't have a Jesus and you only have 10 costs on the field, you don't need to pitch anything. Because there's nothing scary that your opponent can also play. And something to close. Another card that could be also played from your opponent is this one. This one, and I will say, instead of mind the gap, mind the Roger. you want to stay healthy, you want to counter. You want to counter. You never ever want to be at 1 life, at 0 life against Shanks. Best case scenario, you will stay at 3, minimum 2 life, because he will come afterwards with the big swings, and you need to be able to deal with them, right? So to end up this video, let's see this this list here. It's built to be good against Shanks, right? So we will also see this list against other decks, and of course other lists as well. So these links, this list here, this is also a good list against Shanks. The only problem that I see in this list is that you need to see your liberation early. Why? In order to do exactly that here. And your game plan will be not the same. So if you do play liberation and you see you mulligan for liberation, right? So you mulligan for liberation and you leave your opponent, you let your opponent build 2 characters, so like a 4 cost and 5 cost, and then you liberation them instantly, right? Because if you don't do that, you need to find the Sigan to deal with his 5 cost characters and also keep building, because in this match your Van Aegir is almost you can't do much with Van Aegir. The only thing that you can do with Van Aegir is play Van Aegir, play Sigan, and by investing 9 dons, you can kill one of these. But yeah, or you could also use stronger Van Aegir and Sigan to KO also 10 cost. This is also would be also in theory possible, but you give so many resources to establish one body and KO the 10 cost. But it is what it is. It's also doable. So this is also a stable list here. Let's see the upstart list. So in this list here, you might hit the trigger. So the triggers could save you and KO things for you. But other than that, you need to play a little bit more, let's say, Jesus focused. So you need to find Sigan or to trigger a Sigan in order to keep the control of the board and to build around your Jesuses who can protect you. Because other than that, we don't have that much of removal here. But we can search with Lafitte. Lafitte is also, like we said many times, a pseudo blocker, so you can use that as well. But like I said, guys, everyone should check the list that he prefers and that he feels that it's better for him. So we start the theory crafting here with Shanks leader. This is what we came up with until that point. You can write me down on the comment section below, guys, if you find this helpful, this guide helpful. If you want to do it further also for the other leaders. And by continuing this theory crafting, we can also play some games. We might also do it, let's say, for the next game. We could also, for the next video, I could also try to keep it a little bit, let's say, shorter. And in the end, we could play, for example, with these 3 lists, and by going to the different leaders, if we see that okay, we might want or we might need another ratio here, or we might need a tech card to deal with, because for example we will face a leader that he will have this and this and that, and we miss, for example, 3 a -3 to have a more consistent deck. Then we will say, okay, what are our options? For example, we could use, for example, a Tempest kick or something like that. And we could also experiment a little bit in the deck and test it also in the simulator and see some results. Okay guys, again, thank you all for watching. Write me down on the comment section below what do you think about this guide, what do you think about the things that we have talked about in this video, and how do you proceed as a Blackbeard against a Shanks player. Or even if you're a Shanks player, you can also tell me what do you do when you play against a Blackbeard, and what do you think about the new rush list of the Shanks players, or what do you think? Do you think that, for example, in big tournaments, the Red Hat Pirates list will be more present because it is more consistent, or do you think that we will see like a hybrid version, or an only Red Hat's, an only Straw Hat version, an only Red Hat version? What do you think? What are your thoughts? Share them with me. I'm always happy to that conversation with you guys. Okay, thank you all for watching. I hope that I didn't keep you for a long time here with me, or that you liked this video. If you did, consider liking, subscribing, and all the stuff. I don't want to keep telling you guys but many times, so I will keep a low profile. So thank you all for watching. Peace guys. Bye.